Welcome back, everyone. This is Where's For. I'm bringing you today PC Building Simulator again. So, instead of starting on the main menu, since I played this game several episodes now, I'll go ahead and just start us right in here. So let's go ahead, first thing first, pick all of this up. So we got 2 RAM, 1 CPU, graphics, 2 CPUs. Take a look at our email, open up shop, will it run? Have all those running in the background. Now let's take a look here. So first thing first, we have Realchess. Whoever this person's name is. On the last episode, they had their PC won't go on. It doesn't go past their BIOS screen. So last episode, we turned it on. Boom, CPU issue. So we bought a CPU for her or him, them. Let's go with them. Main question is, pick this up here. Let's look at what we're dealing with. This is PC. So this must be their CPU. Close that down. Remember, always put on the thermal paste. And we are practically done. Ah, look at that. Not too shabby, huh? And done. Okay, next one. Let's grab the time-sensitive one is. Whoa, look at this guy. Super dusty. Let's go ahead and fix that. Alright, so this PC is basically complete here. And on the last episode, we actually did get the second workbench, so I can't wait to start using that. So what we can do, let's start grabbing the ones on the end here. Wait. Didn't I buy this? Hold on. I could have sworn I bought the second bench. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I guess maybe I didn't. Uh, Maybe I hallucinated the whole entire thing. Hmm. Well, I could have sworn though. Okay, maybe today's recording I'll record a bit longer since I thought I got this workbench, but I guess I didn't. Uh, what I was going to do with that second workbench was start propping things onto it so that I could be twice as efficient. We are upgrading. Alright, since I don't really remember what we're doing here, I'm also going to check on a couple of these PCs. Just to make sure I'm getting all of the possible points. I really can't believe that I didn't purchase a second workbench. That's what, 2 episodes that I told you guys that I would get the second workbench, and I didn't do it on both? Hmm. I feel a little bit bad now. Alright, that's done. So if that's the case, we'll go ahead and just start knocking these out, left and right. Moving as quickly as we can. You guys will probably just catch bits and parts of it since, I don't know about you guys, but watching me take off the cover can only be so fun before it's not. So I'll actually catch you guys in a bit here until probably once I'm done with all these PCs, unless there's something exciting that's going on. Uh, I typically just cut out a lot of my content anyways. 970. There's no. What probably ended up happening is I probably just forgot to save. I'm not quite too sure because I could have sworn we left off about here. Uh, oh well. doesn't matter too much. On the bright side, I just got approved for a closed beta game. I don't think I can say too much on it since I think this might be a NDA. But I just got that email. That's pretty exciting. I was waiting on that for, I don't know, 4 hours? 6 hours? Actually, I think 8. Yeah, I think about 8 since I was waiting since I started work, and it's been about 8 hours since. If you guys don't know, I like to jump off of work and get right to recording, right in early 12 p.m. Because hmm, you know, I'm pretty sure I didn't save because I did the same exact thing to this PC, which means that not only do I have to record twice as long, roughly, no, on average, I guess. Uh, I have a lot of things I need to make up on. Which I guess if you guys are just joining into the channel, hey, this is basically what PC Building Simulator is. It's a game where you live in Groundhog Day because Ware's a scumbag and forgets to save. So, advice to anyone and everyone: even if you think you save, make sure you save 2, 3 times more. And for good measures, go ahead and press save again, since I guess you can never be too safe. Okay, is it just me or okay? There we are. I think that's all done. But I guess bright side is we are blazing right through this. All right, this is the last PC of the batch we have, and this is to make sure that Adobe Premiere Pro works. Uh, the first thing first. 361. Pretty sure I did the same thing last time too. This is 3700 megahertz, which we do have. In fact, I think that's the one they had. So I'll just go ahead and put that back actually. I'm gonna have to close that handle. I think it's the graphics card, right? The Okay, I think the last step is just putting in the RAM. Really? That by chance pick the one. Let's pick 2666 here. Okay. Find the power. Turn it on. Put on the case. All right, and we are basically done with today. Let's go ahead, accept everything. I guess good news is that usually how the autosave works in this game is anytime you leave the door, you come back. Autosaves. So we only technically lost a day. So I guess it's not the full video that I have to make up on. Still a bummer. Missing cables? What the hell you mean missing cable? Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Am I missing a cable? Let's see here. I'll be honest. I really don't know what. Oh. Hold on. I did this shit last time too. Uh, goes in there. All right, see, guys. Wisdom is really an ability to learn from our last lessons, and our last lesson on this was total horseshit. So I learned. I sought and overcame, and I got a 5 star. Didn't I do that last time too? Technically, the thing is that they talk about us over but going over budget on the PCs. But who's to say we're actually charging them that, right? Let's say you're really just looking for something that's a computer to search your emails and whatnot. Who here is honestly to say that we are charging them for a full 1080 Ti? Maybe it's just included. But I digress. Looks like we have a whole bunch of pretty easy ones, so tomorrow should be pretty quick. It's only 2800. Oh, is it 65? 64. So you guys see how I'm clicking off on the screen and I always click on the wrong ones. I actually do that in real life too. Uh, More frequently than I like to imagine. I probably have to go through 7 or 8 different windows before I pull up Google. Uh, Despite only having one actual web browser open at a time. He should be good on storage. Uh, he's good on graphics. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's accept it. We accept everything. We got new PC parts. Go ahead and go to the top here. All right. So you guys are my witnesses this time. I bought a second workbench, and I'm actually going to save. All right, we out. All right, we're back. It's a nice and shining day. One thing too, and I actually just noticed this. Why are our blinds always closed? Can we open them? I don't know about you guys, but might be just because I live in the state of Washington. I do like to keep my windows open, or at least the blinds open all the time. As long as I can, just to bring in natural light. Uh, Otherwise I'd be forced to use lights all day, and really bad for the electricity bill, and also the environment. But if you need a better reason, you could probably save what, 20, $30 a month just from making sure you don't overuse your electricity, turning off the lights when you're not using it, right? Those kind of things. Me personally, for whatever reason, most of my electricity bill for several months last year was actually only like $21, $18. I'm not too sure if I had some kind of credit or anything that was just being applied, so that caused the price to be low. But yeah, now it's about 120. So really wish I could go back to just several months ago. Right. Okay. So I feel like sometimes I start talking about the computers a bit, and then I either lose train of thoughts and whatnot. This today is sort of a bit slow in our task. I could take a little bit of time. Maybe what I might do is speed up the video. I don't know. It's sort of annoying to uh speed up the video but keep the audio the same because then I have to try to sync it back up since I like to use a lot of words like here, or I throw out numbers specific to the screen. I'm trying to point at the money amount, for example. But yeah. So just in case you are just tuning in, I am by no means a IT person. I do work in the technology field, as well as I do maintain my own equipment, my own networking and whatnot. But I definitely don't do it professionally. Some friends and family, they may ask me for stuff, but I do not run my own computer shop. But for the most part, on what we're seeing here, uh, it's really hate this tower. It's sort of annoying because it okay. So normally when you open up a PC, right, you want to see the inside. In this case, I'm actually seeing what could be considered the far side of the PC, uh, where this is the hard drive and everything's connected to the motherboard. And this is actually the side that I want to open, since this is where I'm going to be putting in most of my cable and all the equipment. But first thing first, I think we'd consider the CPU had to be replaced. This is also a different tower, so I'm not sure where the cable is. Going to the motherboard. Could very well be just one of those things where no. All right, let's zoom on. Okay, Jesus, that was annoying. This game really makes me question my eyesight a lot. Especially, I, I just noticed this PC sort of looks like it's upside down, right? Because if you look at the CPU, words are upside down. But that is also normal. Let's go ahead and remove this. I think we need the 6400. Uh, this game is sort of realistic. As I was saying. Now, obviously, some things don't make sense. For example, uh, there's a tool in the game that you can buy, and it basically ranks the part for you. That is a sort of unrealistic. Because in real life, the equivalent to those parts are actually better than some of the other ones are saying. I don't have an example off the top of my head since I don't know every name of the parts off the top of my head. Uh, but concepts like thermal paste, yes, that is important because come on, the purpose of the thermal paste is to dissipate the heat that's generated by the CPU. So you might have a CPU fan, but that's not always enough. So you want to spread out the heat, otherwise it's concentrated on one in a single component. And if you guys are somewhat familiar with any form of technology, most technologies do not do well in heat, at least consumer technology. Yeah, you'll have some that are completely crazy and are overkill for what we're doing here. I don't remember everything I bought here. Did I buy RAM? I think I bought RAM. In fact, I definitely did buy RAM. But uh, this case here, me personally, in real life, I am actually not a fan of this kind of case. Just due to the fact that it's really compact, so everything ends up sitting on top of each other. So for you to see all the RAM properly, for example, you may have to remove the CPU fan. Uh, of course, there's some that you could interact with on the outside. Me personally, I prefer a full tower. Or right now, I'm using a laptop. Laptops have definitely gone a long way since I was a kid. I know that when I was younger, probably 10 or so, uh, laptops were cool. They were there for being portable and whatnot, but you didn't game on a laptop in particular. It wasn't like the go-to thing to do. Let's go ahead and do our virus scan here. Uh, the antivirus is a little bit unrealistic. Anyone that has had a virus can honestly tell you, no, it is not that quick, and no, it's nothing like that. So I don't know what happened, but in the middle of my last recording, uh, it stopped recording. Really not sure why. That was only 34 minutes, so I don't know how much time has been lost since I stopped talking. But just in the event that it's been a while, to catch you guys up, I finished all the tasks. Our uncle sent us an email. He met someone at a bar. Uh, Found out esports is a thing. Our scumbag uncle owns the entire company. We do not get paid for anything that we're doing, so we are strictly a charity working for him. I'm currently doing a benchmark over here. Uh, I guess luckily for you guys, if you guys didn't see it, uh, took me like 10 minutes because I had to find out what they were using and then calculate what that benchmark is. So it's currently running through the benchmark here. So, at the second workbench. So this brings us to over here. And that's a really quick summary on what has happened in the last ever since it stopped recording. If for whatever reason it turns out that there has been a recording loss, well, I guess I might just put in a I don't know. You guys know how in animes they do the transitional screen, right? Looks like I may have actually forgotten to get this person the updated graphics card. So we go to our inventory. They were currently running a 470 gaming 4G, 4 gigs, 1242. Uh, they're running this. Uh, just like I said in my last video, I guess it doesn't really matter how you upgrade it because they actually don't specify how. One thing to note though is the multi GPU. That does matter on the motherboard. If this was a multi GPU or an incompatible motherboard. So let's look for one that is a crossfire. And we can actually just go in here and filter through that. Yeah, so looks like ultimately doesn't matter. So we will just go ahead. I'll just buy that. There's really no reason to not. All right. Select our payments here and here. Delete our uncles. All right, so we got our first job building our first PC. This is actually pretty fun because you can because you'll buy basically everything. Right. So if we look at it, uh, no, why I couldn't go to whiteboard. 16 gigs of gigabyte, 500 gig of storage. Okay. So first thing first, we'll start off with the case. So we need something that can fit basically anything. Which luckily for us, it only has to be under 700. So we can actually get this right here. Alongside that, we'll need a power supply. Before we get the power supply, let's get the CPU. They don't specify what kind of CPU they're looking for, so I'm just going to get them uh, a 6300. That's $110. So let's keep the quick math in our head. 210 is where we are at. We do have to make sure that we are buying a CPU fan that fits it. 185 millimeter is the biggest. So we can actually grab this 210, 250. Make sure we get a motherboard. Don't know why I went there. Mini ITX, Micro ATX, SATX, and EATX. We have to make sure we buy something that fits, which I think for the most part in this game, that is everything that we can do. So we can go ahead. Let's grab the Mortani. So now, remember, they need 8 gigabytes. So we'll go ahead and just to make it easy for ourselves, we'll buy the 8 gigabyte red. Now we need a graphics card. Which, luckily for us, they don't need anything too fancy. So we will go ahead and just grab... I think this is just a pretty good standard one to buy. That should fit most of these cases. They need at least 500 gigs, so I'll just go ahead and buy them 2 gig hard drive there. And power supply. 600. Let's take a look at this. Let's do some quick math. Make sure we are under 700. This is 210, 255, 355, 435, 600. We are actually over by $50. Let's see if I can find a cheaper graphics card. Under $90. Right. Okay, so we should be good. 1200 remove about 500. That puts us down to about 700. I think we are still over a little bit. Let's make sure. 100, 110, 45, 100, 80, 70, 80, 90. That's 675, I believe. All right. Bye now. Oop, money's back to negative. Okay, that's still running. Let's go ahead, build our PC. So to build a PC, especially if you have a job for a customer, you grab the sticky note, slap it right on there, and now you're basically saying that this is going to be this person's PC. Okay, so to build a PC, and this is a really nice case, right? First thing first, make sure that we didn't scuff anything up. I can install the motherboard, so we are off to a really good start. We'd be off to a bad start if I couldn't install the motherboard. Okay, so first thing first, we put in the stand. And I think this is really where it's interesting to actively watch. I know in my future videos, this is probably what I'm just going to do most of the time, especially once I can start selling my own PCs. Since that's really the intent of the game, right? Is to is to build PCs and yeah, sure, repair them and whatnot. But this is really what you want to do. You want to dick around. Okay, so we actually don't have a cooler that fits that, and and what it is my dumbass didn't check the motherboard for the socket. So we actually go here. Uh, is an LGA 1151. What that also means is the one I bought was for an AM4. So I can actually just buy that. What I'm going to do, I really don't like the. Okay, so this makes it a bit more worth it. Still a lost, and I'm not a fan of that. But it is what it is. I really want to build this PC. Uh, just to show what it's like and things you have to consider. Uh, Also, while it's fresh in my mind, because otherwise, once I start working on other stuff, I'll just completely forget. Okay. One thing I don't like is that with the install, you actually can't interact with like the RAM clips. So you have to put everything in before you take it out, if that makes sense. All right. So now that those are in, we actually just have these things, which I'm gonna have to open up the back for to put in the storage. Now let's not worry about the cables just yet. The power supply. Okay, so let's go ahead, put on the PSU mount. Go ahead and start running all the cables together. This should be there. I don't think there's gonna be any cable for this GPU. Uh, it's gonna be, I think, one more motherboard cable. We also need a cable for the power, which is right here. They want 16 gigs of RAM. That's like an 8 gigs for anyone. Hold on. I'm confusing myself now. Did it? La, 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 la. Why am I so sloppy? 70. 2G. This goes to what I was saying, right? It's that they don't define what an upgrade means to them. So I'm just going to do the simple path. Increase the VRAM. That is technically an upgrade. And if it's not, I'm going to cry deeply. 8 gigs, 2800 megahertz. Was it the Ripjaw 4? Yes. This person also needs a 8 gigs for this. Yep. Upgrade CPU. G44. Taking the next logical approach, jumping right up to the, I guess, next generation. Because it's not defined on what they want. So, remember how I mentioned, or maybe got cut off, that you should always keep the same uh, brand, model, and frequency of RAM. This is the prime example of me not listening to that. So, in the real world, you will try your best to do so. In this case, since I really want to complete this, we are going to pretend I've never said that for this one task. No CPU found. I was missing another cable. See, I told you guys I was missing a cable. I knew it. I also got distracted on something else and I thought that was a cable. But that should be enough. Let's see here. Really? 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 Now this is a little bollocks is what this is. So I can put that down. But yeah, I am going to deal with this garbage on our very next video. Awesome, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I know it was pretty sloppy. Huge part of it was me redoing what I did the day before, and then doing this, and then rebuying stuff, and then doing same day delivery. I know. It's not really what you guys signed up for, but hey, I hope you guys have or had a wonderful day. Thank you.